make the cake that you can have and you can eat it, because it's so good for you that you can have it anytime you want. It is a banana, pecan and date cake. I'm going to make it into muffins so you can have breakfast muffins. I'm going to make it into little cake parcels so you can give it as a present, and I'm also going to make it into a cake so you can just grab a slice in the evening when you fancy it with a bit of milk. And it's going to be completely sugar free, so it's going to be very, very good for you. We've got cinnamon in it, so it's going to regulate your sugar, and it's made with wholemeal spelt flour, so again it's going to be really good on your digestion. So this is the cake that you can have and you can eat it. I'm quite lazy when it comes to making cake, so I don't do all the things that you're supposed to do when you're making cake. So I want to do everything in one bowl. I don't want to have loads of bowls getting messy. So I'm going to mash the bananas first, then I'm going to add the eggs. I never bother sieving the flour, just mix it really well and it's fine. So not only is this going to be a cake that's good for you, but it's going to be so easy to do, you'll be able to do it in your sleep. So I've mashed 3 ripe bananas therein, and to that I'm going to add 3 eggs. Okay, I know that you're supposed to, oh look, nice shell in there. Shows you that even the best of us do that. And I know you're supposed to crack the eggs in another bowl and then put them in, but that just is another dirty bowl. Just crack those in like that, and then beat them into the bananas. Then a good glug of olive oil. You can use butter if you like, you can use coconut oil as well, I like olive oil. And then to that I'm going to add my spices. So cinnamon, just works so well with bananas and nuts and things. Cinnamon is just fantastic. So I use a really big heaped teaspoon of cinnamon goes in there. So I'm going to also add turmeric into this cake, not for its flavour, I do like the colour that it gives, but just because it's so good for you. So you should really add turmeric into everything you can, but because I'm adding a teaspoon of turmeric, I'm then also going to add half a teaspoon of black pepper into the cake, because that helps the turmeric get absorbed into your system. I know it all sounds weird, but believe me, it'll taste delicious. So when my grandmother taught me to bake, we didn't use weighing scales. She just used a cup or a mug for everything. So as long as you use the same mug throughout, that's all you need. You don't have to get the scales out. So for this particular cake, it's 2 mugs of flour, 1 mug of nuts and 1 mug of dates. And you just mix it in, so it makes things really, really simple. So if you think about a basic recipe for any cake that you're starting, 2 mugs of flour, and think about adding 1 mug of some kind of nut or a crunch. I've got pecans, but you can use walnuts, you can use almonds, and 1 mug of fruit to flavour it with. I'm using dates, but you can use raisins or ginger. Then you know that you've got a really nice mix for a cake, and then you end up using 1 mug of liquid that goes into that to keep it all together. And I put in about 1/4 of a mug of olive oil as well. So it means that when people say, oh, I can't bake, I haven't got any scales, you can. Mix it really well, and make sure you do mix it really, really well. It's ready to go into its baking kit. So once you've given it a good mix, you can decide how you want to cook it off. So I've got 3 different ways that I'm going to do this. I've got a nice big cake that's nice for sharing. I'm also going to make a couple of little cakes because they're really lovely to give as gifts. And then I'm going to put these ones in here because they are the best breakfast muffins you can imagine. And they're so good for you, and everyone's in such a rush in the morning. Just grab one of these, it'll get you set up for the day. So I'm going to do the muffins first. So I love these silicone baking cases because they are just so easy. They don't stick and they give a nice shape, and you can just reuse them, so they're fantastic. So I'm going to fill some of these up for my breakfast muffins, like that. You need about 1 or 2 tablespoons, depending. I think 2 in these size ones. But just make sure you get some nuts and some dates in as well, you'll feel it. You don't want it to be just batter. You do need a few chunky bits in there. These are really fantastic, these casings, because they make lovely presents. So. And now I'm just going to make a big family cake that we can all just have slices of. And then if you want to decorate your little banana muffins, you can put a little slice of banana on top like that. It looks very pretty once it's baked. So you need to pop them in the oven at 180 degrees or 175 depending on what your oven's like. The muffins need 20 minutes, the little cakes here need about 23 minutes, and this one needs about half an hour. So the muffins are ready. Look at them, they've got a lovely colour on them. So all my little cakes or muffins are out of the oven. I'm going to wrap a couple of them up to give them as presents, and it's really simply done. So get some greaseproof paper that you would normally use and just keep it really rustic. It doesn't have to be too precise and too pretty. Obviously if you've got the knack for making things really pretty, then great. I don't really have that. And I make so many cakes and I give so many cakes away that I would be wrapping all day long if that was the case. So I've just got some gardening string here. Cut a little bit of that. Turn that around like that. And then just make a little bow. And they make such a lovely little gift, and often when I go to meetings, especially if I know they're going to be a bit tough, I give everyone a little cake. And at least we start the meeting off with something in our tummies and smiling. So there you go. And if you want, you can even write what's in the cake. So this one is, it's an organic banana, pecan and walnut cake that's been spiced with cinnamon and turmeric, made from wholemeal spelt flour. So it literally is the most nutritious cake you're going to get, and it's going to taste delicious. And this